Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing how I make nachos 4 different ways. I'm also going to be sharing how I make my own salsa and guacamole for these nachos and how my salsa can be also used in so many other meals too. These nachos are great for entertaining if you make them up in advance and then just pop them under the grill, then add your toppings onto them and then pop it into the middle of a table. Or they're also really good for just quick family meals too. I really hope you enjoy these recipes. Thank you so much for watching and let's get cooking. Right, so the first thing I wanted to show you was how I make my salsa. So I just make a massive batch of salsa up and then I just pop it into like a Tupperware like this and I have it in my fridge because it goes really well with quite a few different meals. Even it goes nice in curry as like a little kind of alternative to a chutney. So what I have got is some tomatoes. These are nice big beef tomatoes. I've got some lime, garlic, 1 onion, but this is massive. And then I've also got some salt and pepper too. So what I am going to do here is I have got an onion dicer. This is what I use pretty much in most of my videos where I dice onion or garlic or ginger or anything like that. I'll link this down below in my description box because it is such a good dicer. It's electric and it blitz things up in absolutely no time at all. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to roughly chop up all of my tomatoes, my onion and my garlic, and then I'm going to squeeze the juice out of both of these limes and add a generous amount of salt and pepper to my dicer too. I will then whiz this up quite generously because I like the salsa to not be smooth, but I like it to have quite fine little pieces of tomato and onion in there. So like I said, I'll just whiz it up for about 10 to 15 seconds and then your salsa is done. I will then pop that into my little Tupperware and keep that for some other meals and for the rest of the nachos that I'm going to show you in this video. So now that that's done, I'm now going to show you how I make my guacamole too. For my guacamole, I have got a large avocado. I have got a lime, salt and pepper and some coriander. So I do make this fresh every single time I make nachos because I do find sometimes if I have it in the fridge for too long, then the avocado goes a bit brown and that's never that nice. So I use a whole avocado, like a large one, because this is my favorite part of the dips. So what I'm going to do is take the whole flesh out of my avocado and then mash that down really well in my bowl. I am then going to squeeze the whole juice from this lemon, add it into my bowl along with a generous amount of salt and pepper and some diced up coriander. Give everything a nice mix around. I forgot to say that I was also going to add some chili flakes into here as well. And then once that's mixed around, that is your guacamole done and it's ready to pop onto your nachos. Right, so here we go constructing the just normal plain, well, apart from the dips, nachos. So here I have just got some plain little nachos. These ones are from Lidl. So just a slightly salted tortilla chips. So I've put some of those in a oven-proof dish and then I have got some grated cheese here. So I've finely grated this cheese because I just find that that cheese goes a little bit further and I do want to make sure that my chips are kind of coated well with the cheese. So what I tend to do is I tend to kind of lift up some nachos and then sprinkle the cheese underneath. So I'm just going to generously sprinkle the cheese over my tortilla crisps. You do want to be generous because I do think that the cheese makes this dish. Right, so now you have generously sprinkled your cheese all over your chips. You're then ready to pop them into the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. I put these on 190 degrees centigrade and I like it when my cheese has melted and it's started to brown on top. So I'm going to pop those in with no salsa, no guacamole on top, just as they are, and then I'm going to dress them when it comes out. Right, so here are the nachos once they have been in the oven for 10 minutes. So I'm going to slightly cheat when it comes to the salsa because I'm just using a shop bought one, but that is because I don't actually use too much salsa on my nachos. So I'm just going to blob that around in different areas before adding the best bits onto my nachos. So now we're ready to add our pre-made salsa. So I'm just again going to put dollops all around my nachos. And then lastly, I'm going to finish off with my guacamole too. And there you have it, your nachos are ready to consume. I wish you guys could smell through the camera because all of the different flavors and scents coming off of these nachos is just delicious. So I'm going to make some chili beef nachos now. So I've got my nacho crisps. I've got 500 grams of beef mince. I've got this chili con carne mix. This is like a kind of powdered mix. Tin chopped tomatoes, black beans, and then I've got some cheese, my guacamole, and my salsa. So what I'm going to start off by doing is I'm going to make up my beef mince chili mix. So to start with, what I'll do is that because my salsa's got the onion and garlic in it already, I'm going to put that into a frying pan and then just saute a few tablespoons of that off first. Once those are sauteed for a few minutes, I will then add in my beef mince and brown that off. Once that's browned, I will add in my chopped tomatoes and my drained black beans, along with my chili con carne mix powder. I will just let that cook through until all the nice flavors have diffused into the beef before taking it off the heat and constructing my nachos. So as you can see, I've got my plain nachos down, and then I will just spoon my beef mince over the top of them, and then I will sprinkle a generous amount of cheese over the top of that. For this, I'm just going to pop it under the grill instead of in the oven, because your beef mince has already been cooked. You just want to brown through your cheese. So I am just popping it under the grill for about 7 minutes. After 7 minutes, it's then ready to take out, and you're then ready to top it with some more of your salsa, your guacamole, and also a little bit of sour cream too, which I forgot to show you at the beginning. And that is your beef nachos ready to enjoy. This next lot of nachos, I'm going to make some veggie bean nachos. So what I have got here are these mixed beans in a spicy tomato sauce. They're actually not too spicy, but they are in a really, really delicious sauce. So I've got 2 of those. I've got a tomato passata, which is a garlic and herbs tomato passata. I've also got these little sweet peppers. So I thought I'd just use half of this jar here and dice them up into smaller pieces and add them into my meal. I've also got some smoked paprika and a veggie stock cube. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my homemade salsa into a saucepan and just saute that off for a few minutes. Once that's sauteed, I will then add in my taco mixed beans in the spicy tomato sauce, along with my passata, my sweet peppers, smoked paprika, and my veggie stock cube. You just want to let your sauce simmer away for a good 10 to 15 minutes and let it reduce down as much as it can so it thickens up. That's literally all you need to do to make this topping. So once you've made that, I will then get my tortilla crisps again, pop them into a oven-proof dish. I will then spoon this bean mix over the top of that, put some cheese on top and under the grill for 7 minutes. Once it comes out, I will again top with my salsa, my guacamole, and also some sour cream. And here you have the perfect veggie nachos ready to enjoy. So for these next nachos, I am going to do pulled chicken nachos. So I just thought I'd start off with how I'm preparing my chicken. So what I've got here is I've got 3 large chicken breasts, and then I've got this fajita seasoning. So I am cheating slightly with not making my own, but I just don't think I could ever make it taste as good as this seasoning does. And then I have also just got 40 mils of water too, because I am going to be cooking this in my Instant Pot. So if you haven't got an Instant Pot, to cook this pulled chicken, you can use a slow cooker, or you can pop it into your oven and cook it on a really low heat for quite a few hours. But my Instant Pot literally does this in about 15 minutes. It's brilliant. So what I'm just going to start off by doing is putting the 40 mils of water into my Instant Pot, along with the fajita seasoning. I'm then just going to use my little handheld whisk and just whisk that together to make sure the seasoning is all mixed in together with the water. Once I've done that, I will then pop my chicken breasts into the Instant Pot and I will turn it onto my poultry setting. As you can see, the poultry setting is just for 15 minutes. I'll pop my lid onto the Instant Pot and let it cook that through. After the timer is up, as you can see, when your chicken comes out, it is so soft and tender and it pulls apart like the perfect pulled chicken. This is now ready to top onto my nachos. So as usual, I have got my oven dish. I have packed that full of nachos. I will just put the pulled chicken on top of the nachos along with some grated cheese. As the chicken is already cooked and warm, I'm going to pop that under the grill for 7 minutes. After 7 minutes, I will then just top with my salsa, my guacamole, and my sour cream, and these nachos are ready to enjoy. So those are my nachos 4 ways. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next week. Bye.